in today's world, everything is just so fast paced, right? And everything now is about getting a result at the fastest time, the quickest time possible, right? And you might not think about the fee, or if it is a fee there, a convenience fee, you just pay it because you want what you want right away.
It's your boy Verse, and this is Open Mike with OTR Mike.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, good people? It's your boy OTR Mike, and let me be the first to welcome you to another episode of Open Mike with yours truly. Listen, this is the show where the mic is open for all discussions, no matter what it is, who it is, or where it is. That's right. That's what we're here for. So look, man, I'm here. Got another short episode for you. One that should be fun. Um, I think it'll be fun, right? Um, you know, and it's one that I want to hear some of you guys' responses. So hopefully this gets you guys interacting with the show, interacting in the comments, interacting on the social media, wherever you gotta hit me up, man. I want to hear what you got to say about this one. So look, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts. Um, well, one of my favorite podcasters first, let me say, and that's Drea, who is the host of Drea's Point of View. If you haven't listened to her podcast, it's a must. Like Drea's point of view. Let me get that right. Is a short form podcast. Her structure is like 10 minutes or less. It is very, very informative. Like, and with that structure, you can binge it. You can binge it, and so I suggest you go do that now because Drea is super dope. But when I say binge it, like you get caught up in it because it's so good and it's short form. So it doesn't like it just seems like you might be listening to one, you know, hour long podcast with any other show, but really you just listen to 10, 11, 12 of her episodes. So uh her format I've always told her is super, super dope. Go check it out, man. It's a really, really good show. And listening to that is the reason for this episode. It inspired this episode. So, um, like I said, speaking of binging, that's what I was doing. Like I had some catching up to do with some of her episodes, and one of them jumped out to me in particular. And that's the one where she talked about paying for convenience. Um, which made me think, like, damn, am I willing to pay for convenience? And in what way do I already do it? And um, it's one of those things where I guess it's maybe you don't always think about it because you know in today's world everything is just so fast paced, right? And everything now is about getting a result at the fastest time, the quickest time possible, right? And you might not think about the fee, or if it is a fee there, a convenience fee, you just pay it because you want what you want right away. Like it's like ordering something, right? You buy something online, and they got the 18 different options of how fast it can be delivered to you, right? You got the free option that could take 2 weeks, right? You willing to wait 2 weeks for those new pair of shoes you just ordered, or that new shirt, or they got the overnight that that might be $30. But how bad do you want what you just purchased? So it really jumped out to me, and the first thing that popped in my head was Target, right? Yeah, I shop at Target, right? But you know, the Target drive up curbside uh thing that they offer, game changer. Like if you look, I haven't been inside of a Target in about 3 years now. Easily 3 years now since they started this curbside thing. And look, if you don't know what it is, you can order anything in the store. Right? I've seen them come out with 75-inch TVs. I've seen them come out with groceries. I've seen them come out with any and everything. Right now, I've seen a TV. I haven't seen any pieces of furniture yet. That might be, you might have to go a different route for that. But listen, man, you can order whatever you want on their app, right? And you drive up, you go to their designated area, and they bring it right out to you. Now, they usually say, give them 2 hours, right? But sometimes it's faster than that. The app will let you know when your order is ready. I don't even know if it's a fee involved with this service, but if it is well worth it, in my opinion, right? And others have tried to mimic it, like Walmart and other places are trying to do it, but it's nowhere close to how Target does it. Like Target, it's smooth, it's efficient, it's all of the above, right? So that convenience, I will gladly pay for. Um, like I said, I don't even know if it's a fee attached to it. That should tell you just how good this service is. I don't like I said, I have not been inside of a Target in about 3 years, and I will not walk in one until unless they stop this service, which I hope they don't. Because and honestly, at one point in time, I felt like I was the only one using it. Like I was I found a hidden gem. And then the last time I used it, like the whole designated area was packed. Like you had to park in a different parking spot. Um for them to bring your stuff. So I guess people are catching on to it, but man, that convenience, Drea, and everybody else listening, I'm paying for that. I am paying for that. Now there's other one like Drea mentioned Instacart on her show, and that I think that she says she uses it. She doesn't mind using it. I did use Instacart when my wife was pregnant. We used for a while, and then I used it for a little bit after that. I used it during the pandemic, and you know around that time, right? But then one thing caught my eye with Instacart, which kind of turned me away from it. I haven't used it in a long time. But if you noticed or if you read the fine print, like I do, not only do you pay the service fees for whatever that may be, the food though is marked up slightly higher than if you purchase in stores. And it tells you that on the app. So, I'm sure if they didn't tell you that, then that's probably a lawsuit somewhere. But because of the markup on the food, I'm like, man, I'll just take my happy ass to the store and save on that markup, especially right now. Sorry, Zay. Drea also mentioned DoorDash and Uber Eats and those type of delivery services. This one I can't do, right? Um, Look, once in a while I'll do it. Sometimes, if it's just me and my son and like I don't feel like rounding him up and he's comfortable, chilling, and I don't want to upset that mode he's in, I may do it time to time. But it has to be worth my while because one time I like so I drink iced coffee, right? I gotta have a coffee in the morning, and um, it's like a Dunkin' Donuts, like probably it's in within walking distance of my home, right? The one time me and my son home, he's not feeling well, so I don't really want to take him out, and so I'm like, all right, I'll order a coffee, have it delivered. I just couldn't, I couldn't drive myself to pushing that accept or send or purchase or whatever you want to call it, confirm, whatever button. I couldn't do it. Like the markup and the fees were out of this world. And I just could not drive myself to doing it. So I just had to go without that day. So it just depends. Like it has to be well worth my while. Like something like I said, extreme situations where I don't want to take my son out and it's a place where I don't eat that often and it's not really close to me and it's something that I really want, then maybe. But on the regular, I couldn't do it. And I don't see how. I mean, power to you guys that do it on the regular. Like I know Drea mentioned in her episode, look, if you can afford it, I don't see a problem with it. Listen, I don't really see a problem with it either if you can afford it. I would like to say I could afford it, but I just can't drive myself to doing it. I can't. I can't. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, Uber Eats people, the DoorDash folks, especially the delivery people, right? I don't want to take any money out your pocket, right? I respect what you do. But what that app is charging, because I don't mind tipping the drivers, right? That's for sure do that. But them other fees, I don't know how a $3 coffee was gonna cost me damn near $10. I just ain't get that. And I just couldn't get with that. I just could not get with that. But I digress. I digress. Look, y'all that do it, y'all ballers. Keep that up. I can't. I can't. Now I know when I visit you guys, whoever that may be, we door dashing. And it's on you. I'll just give you the price or the cost of my coffee or food, and then you handle the fees for your boy. Help your boy out. But other things, another one, I'm not sure if Dre mentioned this one, but one that I'm for sure down for, and that's house cleaners, right? Now, like I said, this is a big time yes for me. I will pay the convenience to have someone come clean my home. I we have a large family and it can get overwhelming at times. So yeah, that one, I'll take it. I'll take it. You get it's nothing like coming home. It's two feelings in this situation, right? It's no worse feeling than to come home and you hopping over toys and you just worked a long, hard day and you tripping over toys, shoes. Look, I got a 3-year-old. So things end up places that you don't know how I got there. So you come in and you like, ugh. But then on the flip side of that, it's no better feeling than coming home to a clean house, smelling fresh, you know, candles burn. It's nothing. That candle smell, that good lavender smell. Right? Lavender. Get up on your lavender smells. Nothing, nothing beats that when you come home and you can relax in a nice clean home. So yeah, I'm with that one. I will pay that one. I know some people they ain't with it. Some people rather clean their own home. Some people feel like can't nobody clean their home better than them. And I get it. I get it, but for me, in my situation with a large family, yeah, that works. That's one that I can front the bill on for that. Movers. Movers. And I think Drea mentioned full service movers. So, those are the ones that come and pack your house, move your stuff, and then unpack it at the new house. Now, um, for someone who just moved a little over a year ago, that really sounds amazing. right? That sounds amazing. Because if you moved, you know that moving is a job, right? And it's one of those jobs that never look as big until you start packing up stuff, and then you start finding stuff you didn't even know you had, right? You know, grand scheme of things, you just looking like, oh man, this is nothing. We'll pack this house up in a couple of days. And then you start going through things and you like, man, I didn't even know I had this. Or you had those things like, why do I have this? And then you're fronted with those decisions, or should I throw this away? Should I keep it? What should I do with this? I don't use it. Obviously, I didn't use it. I didn't know it was here for 20 years. So, you never know how big a moving job is, or how long or how much you got until you actually start to pack up a house. So that, that's why that packing up for you sounds really, really enticing, right? Because packing, like I said, that can be a task, man. And we also know that the moving process easily can take a week. Easily. Now you might get in your home, get your boxes over there within a day or two, but like unpacking and like settling, that takes at least a week. And that's generous. Like you almost got to take a week off of work to really, really move and get settled in your new space. So the unpacking part, that's enticing too. That sounds really, really good. But I'm not sure if I would pay for that convenience. Um, I don't know. I look, one, I know that's probably expensive as I don't know what to get somebody to pack your house, move it, and then unpack it. And I think I've heard of situations where, they'll even place things where you want them to go as they're unpacking. So I know that can't be cheap, right? But hey, the convenience of being able to enjoy your new home right away because you got people unpacking it for you, that could be priceless. Um, but I don't think I can get with that. But movers though, movers, I'm for sure down with that. I am for sure down with that. My wife, she's old school. Like, when we were moving, it was like, well, won't you call your homeboys and you know, gather some friends and you can move this stuff. And I'm like, babe, that those days are over. Like those days of getting a 30 pack, some pizza, some wings to move your house. Nah, those days are over, man. We getting older. People ain't got time for that. People got kids. People got jobs. People want to conserve their bodies, right? Moving is not an easy task. So paying movers, I am doing that one. I'm doing that for sure. So movers, I'm getting with that. Now the full service, I'm on the fence with that one. I don't think I would pay for that one, but I'd listen. I'd listen. If you got to hook up on that, let me know. Uh, Another one that Dre had mentioned, um, what should hit home for all of us podcasters, man, is editing. Right? She mentioned how she pays for someone to edit her episodes, and she feels that it's worth it because she wants her content to sound professional, which it does, and sound great, which it does. And first, I want to shout out, before I go any further, I want to shout out Jose, um, who is one of the executive producers of this show. He edits this for me, right? And if I ever release the uncut versions of this stuff, especially the video recording part, because in it, if I mess up, I'm talking to him. I'll say, Jose, I'm sorry, man. My bad. I will be talking to him while I'm recording if I mess up. So I'm sure he gets a kick out of that, or he's not expected to hear me apologizing to him as um I recording as he's editing. But shout out to him because I really, really appreciate it. He seems to, one, he's really good at it. He seems to not mind doing it, right? And listen, kudos to him, right? Because um it's interesting this was an interesting one because I did a fair share of editing for Off the Record podcast. And if you don't know what Off the Record podcast, that's the real Off the Record podcast. We had the name first, right? Now go over to Off the Record podcast and subscribe to the channel. Watch the old episodes, and you'll see why we are the real Off the Record podcast. And if you're an audio listener, that show is everywhere that you can find any other podcast. So go check it out. But yeah, I did a fair share of editing for Off the Record, and I hated it. I hated it. And the first time I did it, man, it took me close to 4 hours to edit an episode. Close to 4 hours. And I'm the type of person, once I start something, I gotta finish it. So it wasn't one of those deals where I could, all right, man, I'll just stop right here and then I'll pick it up tomorrow. I had to complete it. So you talking about up to about 2, 3 in the morning, editing an episode. I did not like that feeling. Now, of course, the more comfortable you get with it, the faster you get. But it still takes time. It's still a tedious process. So, I might be. No, it's not. It's not. I might be. I am with Drea on this one. Um, I would pay for editing if I didn't have Jose, right? And I would pay Jose hey, look, if he told me, listen, he's gonna charge me $5. Listen, I'm gonna pay that $5 because editing is a pain. It is a pain. And look, at Off the Record, man, we did 2-hour shows sometime. So can you imagine uh editing a 2-hour show with 4 different voices? Not fun. Not fun at all. So I think I would pay for someone to edit my episodes. Look, especially if the price was in reason. All right. I would strongly consider that. Now there was some other convenience things that some things that you could pay for the convenience on that I took a look at, and I'm like, I don't know about that. One that I found was garbage service, right? There are places that you could pay to come and take out your garbage. Not just take it from in front of your house. You could come and pay them to take out your garbage. Now that one, look, I feel like that's just me. You being lazy, okay? Unless you physically can't do it, you being lazy, right? But there's a reason why this service is there because somebody is paying it. Somebody is paying someone to come to their home and take out their trash from them. No, I can't get with that one. I'm not getting with that one. No, I can take my trash out. Um, you know, there's kids around here that could take the trash out. Um, so yeah, I can't get with that one. Lawn services, right? That one, I'm yay and nay with that. I don't have a green thumb at all, right? I don't mind going out and cutting the grass, but landscape wise, that's not my thing. If I want to, and I am my own worst critic, right? So if I do something, you might think it looks well, right? I'll think it looks good, but I am able to see the imperfections in the work because I did it, right? And I know those moments where I kind of where I skip the corner, you know, or this particular part because I just couldn't get it or I didn't feel like doing it. So I know that. So I am my own worst critic when it comes to things like that. So landscape wise, I probably would pay for that service. I probably would pay that for that convenience. Um, and I did use a lawn service. I did use a lawn service to have my grass cut, but that was because my lawnmower was broken and I was slacking on going to get a new one. And then every time I thought about going to get a new one, it was the beginning of the summer, and that's when the prices are through the roof. The best time to shop for a lawnmower is wintertime when they're trying to get them off the shelf. And I would tell myself every year, this winter I'm gonna go get a new one, and I never did. So I ended up having to pay somebody to cut my grass. But also that was a looking out for somebody, and I don't mind I don't mind doing that. But most part, I'll get out there and cut the grass. I have no problem with that. Dog walking services, right? Now I get there's some situations where, people work late, um, can't get home in time. They need somebody to come and walk their dog. That might be uh, worth that paying for that convenience. If you don't want to come home with, you know, number one and number two all over your house, yeah. But if you just paying because you just don't feel like it, falls under the lazy category again. But I'm gonna give people the benefit of the doubt that I think most people pay for a dog walker because they cannot do it. Their job, their schedules just doesn't align with them to walk their dogs in the evening sometimes or whatever it may be. So I'll give that one. That one, I don't have a dog, but I kind of understand if you had to use that one. One that jumped out to me that I will for sure do. This is 100% for me. And that's getting my car washed. Look, you will get one good car wash out of me a year. There's once a year I'll get out there and clean my car like I've never cleaned it before. Wash it, wax it, all of the above. And I'll take a good 2 hours, 3 hours, and I'll get down to the nooks and crannies. I look, be looking great. But I can't do that every time I wash my car. It's just not. I just don't have a passion for it, right? There's some people like my brother, man. May he rest in peace. Nobody could clean a car better than my brother, right? And he loved to do it. So of course, someone who loves to do it, like those people out here that have detailing businesses, they love doing it. So it's art to them, right? It's art. So it's like it's not work for them, right? But washing the car and waxing it and making sure it looks as good as it's supposed to, that's a chore to me. One good time. So I am most certainly paying to get my car washed. I would take it to the professionals to do what they do to make it look nice and pretty the way I want to see it. And I don't want to do the work. Now that could be part lazy. Y'all let me know. That could be part of being lazy on that one. But I don't think so. I just think that I'm not as good as these folks that does it for a profession. Right? Like that's their thing. I can't match that. And I do like a nice clean car. I like my car's black, right? And I think black, a nicely cleaned, waxed black car, nothing stands out more than that. So I love to see it clean. I just don't love to do it. So yeah, I'm paying for that. I'm paying for that one. That's another one on my list. And then there was another one, right? That I have used. I will admit I have used this one. But I want to know if there's more people out here that's using this service. Laundry service. Like taking your dirty first of all, not only can you there are situations or options to where you can take your dirty clothes to a laundromat, they wash them, they fold them, you can come pick them up. But they even got look, they got more hip to the game. We used a laundry service that would come pick up the clothes and then drop them back off. And for a stretch, I'm looking at my wife like, yeah, this is something we gotta use, man. Cause look, like I said, we got a big family. It's a lot of us. And a lot of us equal a lot of clothes. So I don't mind washing clothes. But folding, it's not my thing. I'm just not good at it. And you want your shirt to be nicely folded, you don't want Mike to do it. Trust me. You don't want Mike to do it. And when I was a single man, when I was a bachelor, it was so bad because I do like my stuff organized. I can't fold well. So I even bought one of the flap things that they use in the stores. You know, the flat board, and you put the shirt on, and you push one in, and it folds the shirt. I had one of those because I do like my stuff folded, but I just don't. I'm not good at it. So I have used the laundry service. Now it could be expensive, man, because they do it by the weight, right? They weigh your clothes. They do it by how much it weighs, and that's how much they charge you. So it can get expensive, but the convenience of me and my wife not having to wash and fold the clothes, and it being easier for the kids to be able to get their clothes and put them away. Yeah, you might want to consider that if you in that situation I'm in now. We haven't used it in a while. We just tough through it. We have folding nights. I so look forward to those if my wife is watching. But yeah, I have used that one. I have used that one. So, but yeah, man, look, that's it. Short show. I thought it would be fun. I would love for y'all to chime in, and let me know some of the things you are willing to pay for, uh, all in for your convenience, or some of the things that you just refuse to pay for. Um, and I want to shout out to Drea. Once again, host of Drea's Point of View, for inspiring this episode. Please go listen to her content. Please go listen. Trust me, you will not be upset. You will love what you're hearing. Listen, another thing about Drea is Drea does radio. So Drea has a radio voice. Um, so you get to hear that in podcast form, right? And it's soothing. It sounds professional. Like she just had. That's when we first started connecting. That's one of the first things I told her. Like, your voice is amazing. Like you have the perfect voice for doing this. And this is before I knew that she did radio. But that alone will draw you in. And then the content. That's just that's the icing on the cake. So please go listen to um, Drea. I will have her information listed in the bio. But in the meantime, you can find her, all of her stuff at the dreaspointofview.com. That's the THEE dreaspointofview.com. Please check that out. Again, shout out to her. But while you're there, follow your boy at OTR_Mike on Twitter and TikTok. OTR Mike _ on Instagram. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you in advance. To my podcast listeners, give your boy a 5-star review. And while I'm at that, man, shout out to Good Pods, because your boy is already on some of their top 100 lists, their top 100 charts. And so I want to thank all of you for that, for supporting me. Obviously, I wouldn't be there without you guys, but shout out to Good Pods, man, for they have a way of putting us indie podcasters in the same room, or charts, I should say, with some of the big name people. So shout out to Good Pods. Check them out as well. Follow me there. And that's it. So once again, thank you all for your support. Until next time, I holla. I'm out. Peace.